Hi, you're listening to Listen to Local with Adam Velo, and today's guest, we take basically the ego ride past ego ride, and here we have Asha Jefferies, who has a brand new release, which is, of course, the album Desire is an Angel, which we will be talking about today. So, I mean, I'm so glad to invite Asha Jefferies onto the program today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So, yeah, of course, I referenced your debut there, Ego Ride, which the audiences will remember you for in 2024 and shows surrounding that. But yeah, and now we've got Desires an Angel. How has it been, getting back into actively releasing stage?
Yeah, I was just talking about it the other day. Like, the industry and the world and the internet changes so much
Mm,
every time I put out more music. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know how it all works. And then by the time I put out new music again, I'm like, oh my God, everything has changed.
Yeah.
Um, but in a very exciting, innovative way. Yeah, it feels like a really long time since I have released something, but it's only been about like a year. But I think for artists, it feels so long.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's at least a couple of music cycles, of course, which does make it hard to get back into the rhythm of. But you've obviously done such a brilliant work with that. Seeing as I'm just looking at some of the reviews you've got here. You've got so many people like Anika Luna from Triple J and all that raving about your work, and of course I am as well. So, but of course, touching on that is your first single, Backwards Baby, which is reminiscence of a story being stuck in the past and, not looking forward in a relationship. Um, how is it to, reflect and not hold it in anymore?
Yeah, I think with
Mm,
reflecting, it kind of comes very randomly. I don't know if
mm,
you're ever like in the shower or like going for a walk and then just something from the past comes to you. It's not like you're actively trying to like sit down and reflect about it. But I think it takes me a while, especially after like really intense kind of relationships, to obviously like reflect on the nitty-gritty um, complex parts about it. And it was so nice to just sit down in my lounge room one night and really like kind of get to the bottom of like how I felt about a relationship after so much
mm.
time had passed. Um, and I think you really grow so much perspective when you have time away from a relationship or from anything, you know?
Yeah, just basically a full-on review of everything that occurred, and yeah, you reflect so beautifully in this song, of course, and yeah, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people out there will connect with yeah, a reflection in their time after a relationship, and yeah, I mean, this story draws into that. And a lot of the work, though, also, as well as your lounge room, came from London when you were stepping back from being actively online and all that. How important was it, revisit the process while away from home and obviously in your home as well, but like away from being online all the time?
Yeah, I think like in terms of being in London, I spent some time there after I released Ego Ride.
Hmm.
I just spent some time away from Brisbane and it felt
Yeah.
really good. It felt really inspiring. And so I knew that I wanted to go back overseas to record. I just wanted
Hmm.
to know what it was like and how that felt and how my writing and my songs would turn out differently.
Yeah.
Um, I'm so bad at like I feel like I kind of I operate in or I have to kind of operate in two different ways. Like I'm not great at writing and being on the internet at the same
Hmm.
time. It feels like it's a you have to really when you're on the internet, you're like consuming so much,
Yeah.
and like when I'm writing, I feel like I have to just like stop everything coming into my eyes and into like
Yeah.
my brain and just kind of take some time to be the one making and creating. So it feels very there's two different spaces. It's kind of like consuming and being online, and also then just not being online at all.
Yeah, yeah. But separating the artist brain from, the PR brain in releases, of course. And yeah, even though a lot of the time it's the expectation these days that you do both. Obviously, some people I mean, I know for myself, of course, I can't uh, juggle both at the same time. So it's such a interesting expectation from society
Yeah.
onto
It's
yeah.
very like it's very unnatural. It feels
Mm,
obviously the internet isn't human, but like it's
mm.
such a human thing to have ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
Which, the internet doesn't get.
no, that's for sure. Yeah, and your other single that has been recently released off the album is Art of Suggestion, which is a lot more dreamy than the first. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, I wrote this similarly like on in the lounge room. I don't know why I just kept writing in the lounge room. I was like so excited about someone, and I really found myself like not knowing this person at all, but I was just projecting what I thought about them onto them.
Mm.
And it was like I was like falling in love with the idea of them, which I think is so insane, but like very like, people just do it all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And um, it felt very dangerous and also very empowering at the same time.
Mm.
And I guess that kind of made me think about desire and how like exposing and vulnerable it is, but also very joyful and
Mm.
hopeful at the same time. There's like a lot wrapped up in this feeling of desire.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's in a way. I mean, obviously they're both on the same album, but like almost sequelized towards both the releases together. With obviously at the end of a previous relationship, and you're reflecting on all that, but then you go onto this track, and then you are, conceptualizing what you hope to see and what you hope to feel in other people. So it's interesting the way that these two tracks have both been released together.
Yeah, totally. I think
Mm,
Backwards Baby is a real like ending song. It's kind of just
mm,
like put like a lid on
yeah,
something and putting
yeah,
it in the past. Artist Suggestion feels like the beginning of something new and something fresh. Um,
yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good. I'm looking forward to hearing all of them in obviously in the whole process, and yeah, when we get the physical album out closer towards the release date. Yeah, and comparing to your previous work, you said that Ego Ride took you around 3 to 4 years to go from start to release. What do you think of the timings of releases from, the current album fall into your work?
yeah, I was reflecting on this today. Like,
Mm,
Ego Ride took me a long time to write, and
mm,
like the way the process was so funny. Like, I would write a song. I would write lots of songs, and then when I like liked a song, I'd be like, "Hey guys, let's get into the studio," and we'd spend
yeah,
one day just recording the whole song.
yeah,
And we did that over the course of like 2 years or something.
yeah,
Um, and then we had like a year of like making visuals,
mm,
and it just took like it was nice how long it took, because I felt really really ready by the time
mm,
everything came out. But this time around, it was like the start of the year, and I was like, okay, I want to go overseas and make an album again
mm,
like in the middle of the year. I guess I'm just gonna like write some songs. It was the
yeah,
first time that felt like a full-time songwriter,
yeah,
which
yeah,
I hated that. Like being in high school, and I loved the songs that I wrote the most when there were so many exams and assignments on,
yeah,
and I felt like songwriting was a great tool for like when life was busy to like process things.
mm,
But and then in the school holidays, like I'd write terrible songs. So like I feel like I life needs to be busy in order
yeah,
to write songs that I like. So it was a funny time of like really just like focusing on um, writing for this album, and I did it quite quickly. And yeah, so I don't know. I guess I've learned a lot about like how my brain likes to work as a songwriter,
Mm.
especially on the second album. So it's been a really good learning experience.
Yeah. And do you think the fact that, you've done the whole process before with obviously first album, this is your second album. Do you feel like you're more, as you say, you're obviously learning how your brain works, but do you feel more comfortable in understanding what the process is now in the whole way through?
No, because
Yeah.
I don't think I want to understand the process. I feel like the process should be different, and like I think the first time you do something is always going to be different to the second
Yeah.
time you do it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I kind of I don't want to know. Like I guess I do know the process better, but I want it to surprise me, and I want it to be a different adventure every time because
Yeah.
like that's what it's all about, really.
Yeah, and I mean that's obviously what brings you back to writing new music and new albums and the like the whole way through. Yeah, you obviously referenced school in there actually, but one thing you do commonly say is writing songs is a classroom in itself, where life is the teacher. So in that way, what were your favorite subjects in the classroom?
Oh, I really liked history. I don't know why.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
found history really interesting. I didn't really like music in school. It was kind of just a bit boring, and I think I kind of wanted to like really explore in
Yeah.
music, and it felt very constricting. I
Yeah.
really liked
Yeah.
history, music, media was really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And, um, yeah, but God, I was saying the other day, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not in high school anymore.
Yeah, I do have to say that I do share that sentiment quite significantly. It's, yeah, if you're not within the box that they, you know, of, that they want to shape you or where they think you should be, then it's quite an interesting experience to get through. Yeah,
Totally, yeah, it's a
yeah,
wild, wild ride.
yeah. And yeah, so you obviously say music was something that wasn't up there to begin with, but uh, it was probably because of the fact that they were teaching you the rules, but you were wanting to, break the rules because in your music you have a distinct style with your voice being almost an equal instrument to the arrangements. Where does that draw come from?
I don't know. I think I
Hmm.
really didn't like music lessons as a kid. I really
Yeah,
didn't like told what to do or like how to sing,
yeah,
or like how to play instruments. I just really wanted to like make things.
hmm.
Um, but like you really have to learn skills in order to create like a really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
song. I just didn't have the patience for it. I just really wanted to make things. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think like I was a really I am like an emotional person, and I think
Hmm.
I I was a really emotional kid, and I just wanted to find a place to like I wanted to find a container to like put all these feelings into. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think music was always and has always been more about putting my feelings somewhere rather than being like the best guitarist or like the best singer. So
Yeah.
I think that has had an impact on like the type of music I make for sure.
Mm. And I have noticed with that when attending like your shows as well, you showcase a more a quirky nature of what you want your shows to be rather than being what people expect a show to be. You've got so many like different things that you're playing around with and
Are you
bringing
talking?
into the performance. Well, yes, that was where I was going to lead on to, of course.
I remember that show, and I specifically remember you taking a video of it, and just whenever I think of that recorder solo, I think of you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, of course, I was also leading into the fact that you have a small run of shows coming up on tour as well. So what are you hoping to get out of these shows, of course?
I think it's just going to be good to play the new songs in a
Mm,
room. Um, I've just been playing them to myself and
mm,
to my team and to George. So it'll be nice to kind of um, yeah, just play them live in a room and get
mm,
a better understanding of what these songs are like outside of a recorded space.
mm,
Um, and yeah, they're quite like personal, intimate songs. So I think it suits to kind of play them in small rooms.
mm,
Hopefully people will sit down because we all love to sit down
mm.
at
Yeah.
concerts. In my
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, it's. I actually do wonder that you mentioned though that you've never performed these songs in like an audience space. Do you ever like wish that you could to get reactions on that, or do you feel like you're comfortable enough to put it out there as it is with the team around you?
yeah, it's this like tricky balance of being like
Mm,
I don't want it to be tainted by what other people think it should be,
mm,
but also
yeah,
like really unknowing that like the music is bigger than just me. Like
yeah,
it's really I don't want it to be just for me. I want it to be
yeah,
um for everyone. I don't know, there's something like scarier and more special about making it from a very like hermit shell place and then putting it
mm,
out there because maybe the personal bits in it will resonate more.
mm,
But you never know. You never know.
yeah. Well, I feel like I resonate more with the way that you are going about it as it is. So I think you should always keep it up. There's so many people that yeah just feel the same way in connecting to your work. Um, but yeah, so you have a lot of the times you perform though you have a, quite a few shows that are in Europe overseas. What do you think's the main difference when you're overseas performing these works than playing it here and the audiences that you get at a local show?
Yeah. I find local shows a bit scarier. Like I feel like when I know people in the crowd like that,
Yeah.
I feel more. And playing shows overseas has been a really amazing way just to like grow
Mhm.
my like on stage like comfortability and
Yeah.
like explore different things and feel like maybe there's not too much pressure. Um, but yeah, it's been really interesting playing like lots of shows, especially in Germany last year,
Yeah.
where like in small little towns and just playing to so many different types of people, different backgrounds, and like different values, but like they all come together because they love
Yeah.
music, which is like
Yeah.
really special. Um, but Australians love to get rowdy. I do
Yeah.
find that.
Yep.
Just like yeah, really go off, which is awesome. It's really
That's
good.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. No, it's just it's such a funny way the medium that music is that it doesn't discriminate the person or the background or anything. It's just if you if something in your ear and all the words that are speaking to you resonate, then it doesn't matter who you are as long as you know you're there in the space. It'll
Totally.
just be experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so simple and so powerful. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously we've got so many artists performing around Australia and obviously into overseas. But what are some artists that you love from Australia that yeah you love to go see and yeah connect with?
It's a really great question. There have been some amazing like releases just in the last week.
Yeah,
It's been incredible, both like Australian and international releases. I really like Juice Webster and
yeah, yeah,
Chicago single this week. I'm obsessed with Band.
yeah,
She's awesome. just like making the best albums ever. Oh, I'm obsessed with Betty. She's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
like folk soul artist, put out an EP earlier this year. Um, and she's incredible. She's incredible
Mm.
live, and the EP is like amazing, incredible songwriter.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this last week in particular, like it's just yeah, everyone for some reason must have thought, yeah, we're about midway through the year. Let's just all collectively put out all our releases for the year in this one week.
I think what happens is like, because like maybe it takes a couple of weeks or maybe months to think about like when you're going to release something, and everyone at the start of the year like gets to like February and then you're like, fuck, I need to like, we need to like get this music out. June, we're gonna do June. And it feels like time to get it done.
Yeah,
And we're all just like birthing these songs at the same time. Crazy. It's awesome.
yeah. It's such a yeah, it's amazing when you get this. I'm just like, well, I could have made a hottest 100 list just from this week alone. Like,
Literally, yeah, literally. Awesome.
yeah, I just feel sorry for the. I mean, not really feel sorry for it because I get to listen to all the music, but all the playlist makers and taste makers of all these radio stations, you're like, what are you going to put on air? And you're like,
Absolutely. They got a tough job. They got a
yeah,
tough job. Especially, I feel like June is like a really big time for releasing music, or maybe it always is, but yeah, this week
yeah,
has been crazy.
yeah. And I mean, another thing a lot of people will recognize you from is your cover of Spacey Jane for Like a Version a couple of years ago, where the band gave massive approval of. What do you think is a successful cover to you?
I really like covers that I'm like, oh shit, like you get a new meaning
Mm,
from the song. I really like covers that um are like put in a different genre, and
mm.
they create like a new feeling, or like
Yeah, yeah,
they bring out different colors or different feelings from the songs. Um yeah, but also I really like like Ballpark did a cover of like a Radiohead song a couple of
yeah,
years
yeah.
ago, and they didn't try to make it different. They just like did a really good job. But yeah, they just did like a really really amazing job of it, and it sounded like Radiohead. And I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, that's really impressive too. So I don't know. It feels like I don't know what the right answer is.
Maybe there isn't. Maybe there
Do
just
you
isn't
have
what it.
preference of covers? Like, do you is there like a specific what's your favorite like a version?
I mean, I was weighing this up when I was putting my votes in, for the 25 years one. I was just like, um, yeah, the ones that come to mind, I loved Missy Higgins covering Troye Sivan. That was one that was up there. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, when he also had when Play Lunch was in there, that was another chaotic but crazy one. Yeah, and then like the ones that there's quite a few ones lately, like Angie McMahon being an example that take the original song and then basically make own lyrics up to um, bring it up to modern times and modern political issues, which I'm just like, that's I just don't know how you think of all of that in the process of making like a version, and it's just very
Yeah,
special. Yeah.
it's a really smart and special way to like kind of like yeah platform
Mm.
like artists. It's awesome.
Yeah. Now, normally at this point in the interview, I would ask where can people find your work and what can they do to do that. But however, I would prefer to talk about your website itself, like recent update to the website. Tell us about your website.
Luckily, my best friend is like, she's actually not even a website builder. She's like a she's like a graphic designer, but she's just a pro.
Yeah.
And he made friends with this coder, and they together like kind of coded this thing for the homepage of my website where it's like all my lyrics, but there's like this kind of waterfall thing, so your mouse kind of moves around all the lyrics, and it ended up looking a bit matrixy, which I
Yeah,
really like.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a bit techie, bit coder vibes.
yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah. No, I mean it's such a, it's it yeah fits your vibe so well, and I mean like when it's I've never really seen a website that from an artist at least that has been similar to that. So it's just fascinating what you can do in the promotion of something that is normally just a landing page for people to find work, but also incorporate it into the marketing as well.
totally. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
guess it is like a landing page for info, but God, you get a good surprise.
yeah,
.com, which feels so satisfying to say. Like it's just like my name.com.
yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah. And for of course, those for any other with listening to your music and platforms like that. Where would people find that as well?
Whatever streaming service that you use, I'll be on it.
Hmm,
Tidal,
perfect.
Spotify, Apple, Deezer, YouTube. Don't make me keep going. We go.
I was wondering how long I could get away with
Yeah.
you just listing off ones. I was like,
No.
am I going to have to? Am I going to have to interject with like, no, how to LinkedIn, MySpace?
Yeah. MySpace. Do you have MySpace?
No, I do not have MySpace.
Okay. I think we should bring it back. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
yeah, that's just the next release cycle. We're just going to all agree to one day just bring back MySpace.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's happening. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
But yeah, for final question, what is your favorite lyric from the upcoming album? I know it's the hardest one that I just put right at the end when the artists are
No,
not really
it's great.
short. Yeah.
Awesome. There's some really funny lyrics, and I'm just trying to think of something funny. Whoa, you really got me. There's a line that goes, "He came out of the ocean like a wet fish. His friends carried him out like Lilo and Stitch."
Yeah, that's great. So that's from I think I saw the third track on the album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's called
yeah,
Lilo and Stitch. I wanted to call it
yeah,
Lilo and Stitch, but Disney could have sued me. So it's
yeah.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. We'll just the Disney lawyers do not need to watch this episode
No,
at
no,
all.
no.
No,
Don't
no.
send this to them. Don't do it.
No, thank you so much for today's chat. It's been a pleasure having you on the show today, and I'm looking forward to your upcoming show and obviously album release as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me and asking great questions.